In the dead of night, an urgent call tore through the quiet for Thomas and Finn. Back home in Morocco, wild boars were on a rampage, tearing up fields and destroying fruit trees. The villagers, terrified and helpless, were at their wits' end. As dawn broke, two seasoned hunting teams immediately set out, fully equipped. They headed straight for the hotspots, not just on a hunt, but on a mission. Driven by courage and a fierce determination, they entered a battle to reclaim peace for their homeland. The first stop was Thomas's family's orange grove, a scene of devastation where the boars had been wreaking havoc night after night. The team worked with military precision, forming an unbreakable encirclement around the entire grove. They were on a mission. No beast would get out. The hounds were unleashed, their frantic bark signaling the start of the hunt. Within minutes, a ferocious chorus of barks erupted, pulling every eye to the sound. The hunters raised their weapons, their senses on high alert. Suddenly, a boar charged right in front of Thomas. In a flash, he took a shot, a quick and decisive action that ended its desperate run. The boar lay still, a testament to a perfectly executed ambush. Inside the garden, a small, tight-knit team was positioned, their senses on high alert for every movement and sound. Their coordinated efforts were flawless. The instant a boar emerged from its hiding spot, a rapid barrage of shots cut off its escape route for good. In quick succession, cheers of triumph rang out from other locations, signaling that another dangerous threat to Thomas's family garden had been neutralized. Meanwhile, Finn's hunting party had reached the southern hillside, a known hiding spot for the boars. Their wheels kicked up dust as they sped to the planned location, and the second they stopped, urgent footsteps moved to their positions. Just as Finn settled in, a wild boar shot across his path. He instantly opened fire, and the beast crumpled to the ground, its escape halted in its tracks. There was no time to inspect their kill. A new signal blared, and Finn raced toward the new location. Just a few hundred meters away, a herd of wild boars burst into view, running for their lives. Without a second thought, a furious round of gunfire erupted, relentlessly pursuing each one. A wave of sound ripped through the quiet as the animals dropped, their bodies strewn across the ground, marking the end of a fierce and brutal chase. As the sun climbed higher, the team decided to switch tactics, splitting up their forces to block off the entire hillside. It wasn't long before Finn's group successfully cornered a boar. The frenzied barking of the dogs created a chaotic scene as the boar desperately tried to escape, but its efforts were in vain. A series of shots rang out, successfully halting its desperate run. In every direction, other teams were having similar success, each victory another notch in their belts.
Bravo, yeah.
Down the rugged, bush-covered slope, a wild boar darted across James' path. Seizing the opportunity, James executed a series of lightning-fast maneuvers, taking the beast down in an instant. Its rampage was over for good. Cheers of joy erupted. Everyone's face was alight with satisfaction, proud to have protected their land from the destruction of these fierce monsters. Day by day, wild boars grow increasingly ferocious. They brazenly tear through fertile fields, pollute clean water sources, and severely disrupt the lives of local people. A relentless battle between hunters and these monstrous beasts has erupted to restore the balance between humanity and nature. Will this struggle be enough to halt the destructive rampage of these savage creatures? Join me for the heart-pounding moments that follow. Today's opening act is a tense showdown between John and a massive wild boar. From his hiding spot, John spotted the beast's silhouette approaching. Swiftly assuming a ready stance, he waited for it to draw closer before pulling the trigger. Before the boar could turn and flee, a rapid succession of shots rang out, felling the monstrous creature instantly. A swift and precise strike, kicking off today's ambush. On the hillside, a wild boar lumbered through dry bushes, unable to escape the marksman's scope. Tracking the target's movement, he swiftly fired a shot. The threat was neutralized in the blink of an eye, before the beast could even comprehend what was happening. Another triumph was quickly etched into the team's journey. The barking of hunting dogs echoed from the dense thicket, prompting John to advance immediately. Right in front of him, an entire herd of wild boars suddenly appeared. Unfazed, he pulled the trigger the moment the lead boar charged forward. A decisive shot rang out, felling the largest beast, though the rest managed to evade the next bullet. One precise shot had swiftly thwarted the aggressive intentions of the ferocious herd.
Güzel kamera çektik diye düşünüyorum. Bir de domuzu vurduk.
Leaving the dense thickets behind for the frigid mountains, another hunting team was already in place, splitting up to track the ferocious beasts. At that moment, Leon was following faint traces in the snow. There it was, a wild boar hiding beneath the thicket. Without delay, he took action, and a resounding shot rang out. Before it could react, the beast lay collapsed in the white snow, with no chance of escape. On the eastern hillside, the threat was swiftly neutralized. While scanning the terrain, a wild boar heading towards its shelter came into the binoculars' view. Seizing the moment, the marksman tracked the beast's movements and fired. The bullet flew with precision, striking the animal's body, causing it to collapse onto the white snow. Another danger was eliminated before it could cause further harm. Deep within the forest, another wild boar has been brought down. The moment the hunter spotted the boar's silhouette, he assumed a ready stance. Without hesitation, a single decisive shot felled the beast in an instant. This put a complete stop to the destruction caused by its sharp hooves on this land.
Wild boars are ravaging the fields, spreading fear among farmers. But standing still is not an option. A group of fearless hunters has gathered, ready to take down the beasts and restore balance to the land. What follows are heart-pounding confrontations, where skill and precision make all the difference. Will these wild boars escape? Stay with us until the end to find out how this high-stakes hunt unfolds. 5 a.m. The familiar truck rolls forward, carrying Finn's hunting team toward the hills of Provence, where fresh wild boar tracks have been spotted. Upon arrival, the team wastes no time. They quickly coordinate with a pack of hunting dogs and begin the pursuit. Without hesitation, Finn's teammates dash toward the noise, driven purely by instinct. Right before their eyes, a massive boar scrambles to escape the tightening circle of hounds. But it's too late. A single, decisive gunshot rings out, sealing off any chance of escape. Then come the volleys, each shot a triumph, each fallen boar a symbol of reclaimed peace for this land once plagued by destruction. At the same time, over on the Morven hillside, a heart-pounding chase was unfolding. Nick's team was already in position, lying in wait for the perfect moment. Then a wild boar emerged, starting to tear through the crops below. Before it could cause more damage, the team opened fire. The first shot hit, but the boar, driven by raw instinct, bolted uphill, desperately seeking escape. Nick immediately followed the trail it left behind. And just as the familiar silhouette came into view, a cold, precise shot into the air. The beast collapsed. No more running, no more destruction. Join Jay's hunting mission in the Ardennes forest, where the wild boar population is growing out of control, seriously threatening crops and the daily lives of local people. Before they had a chance to escape, gunfire broke out, rapid and intense. Some of the boars were taken down on the spot, while the rest quickly fled into the forest. But it didn't stop there. Another burst of gunfire echoed from deeper inside the woods, as if to send a clear message to these beasts. This is no longer a place where they can run wild. A A signal came from one of the team members, right as the sound of rustling leaves roared from the bushes ahead. Burst out, lightning fast. Kevin's gunshot rang out instantly. The pack of hunting dogs rushed in, overwhelming the boar before it had any chance to escape. A clean, precise ambush executed to perfection. The sound of barking echoed from deep within the woods, signaling that the target had been spotted. Moments later, a wild boar burst out from the brush. Before it could sense the danger, John pulled the trigger. A precise shot, the boar dropped instantly. Gunfire soon followed from other positions, ending the hunt with swift, decisive action. Peace returned once more to the Eiffel Forest. The crops were safe.
Shadow of Death. Hunters confront wild boar in the dense forest. From rugged hillsides to dense shadowy forests, nothing can halt the advance of these fearless marksmen. Plunge into fierce battles, confronting danger to protect crops, land, and livestock from the devastation of wild beasts. The heart-pounding hunts that follow will keep you glued to the screen. Each shot left you stunned. Watch to the end, and don't forget to share your thoughts with us. At dawn, Nick's hunting team set out in their familiar truck to an area reported to be hiding a group of wild boars.
Yes.
Upon arrival, the team swiftly took their pre-planned positions, fully prepared, waiting for their prey to emerge. After a tense wait, Lucky spotted the silhouette of a wild boar on the opposite hillside. The moment its form broke through the tree cover, Lucky fired. A rapid succession of gunshots echoed, finally halting its charge. Leaving the boar no chance to wreak further havoc on the land. On the eastern slope of the hill, after a period of observation, a dark figure weaving through the bushes came into clear view through Nick's binoculars. His rifle was ready, and he precisely tracked the wild boar's movement. With a single shot, the beast collapsed on the spot. Its escape route was completely cut off, restoring peace to the land. At the same moment, another hunting team was tracking the wild beasts in a dense forest. Upon arriving, they quickly took up blocking positions, surrounding the forest with a resolve to prevent any boar from charging down to devastate the crops. Deep in the woods, John spotted a herd of wild boars hiding in the thick underbrush ahead. A gunshot rang out, sending the herd into a panicked stampede. Unexpectedly, a few chose the wrong direction, charging straight into John's line of sight. Without hesitation, a bullet struck the second boar, dropping it instantly. The others managed to vanish into the deep forest, leaving John no further chance to pull the trigger. Outside, the other team members also spotted the herd of frantic beasts charging out from the forest. The marksmen instantly took their positions, ready for the targets to emerge.
Yapıştır. Çok iyi. Tamam.
As soon as the boars appeared, a volley of gunshots rang out. But they moved too fast, leaving only one carcass behind in the underbrush. The radio crackled, relaying the escape routes of the wild boars to the remaining hunters. On the eastern edge of the forest, a boar charged straight through the blockade position of one of the team's marksmen. Its body fully exposed in a clearing, a sharp gunshot rang out decisively. The boar collapsed instantly, with no chance to flee. Almost simultaneously, other gunshots echoed through the forest, signaling that the remaining boars had been dealt with. The hunt concluded successfully, restoring peace to the land.
The The lush green fields now bear only the scars of destruction caused by rampaging wild boars. Multiplying rapidly, they swarm down, devastating the crops. Upon receiving reports, the hunters immediately set out, determined to halt this destruction. Can they stop the beasts and restore peace to the fields? Follow the thrilling moments ahead to find out. The French grasslands are becoming a hotspot as ferocious beast herds wreak havoc. Thomas's hunting team swiftly moves in, kicking off a thrilling pursuit. Just minutes later, a shooter spots the wild boar herd charging past, seeking refuge in the dense forest on the other side. Without hesitation, he pulls the trigger, and the second boar collapses instantly in the green grass. The rest scatter in panic, hiding before the next shot can ring out. The battle has officially begun. Continuing to track the remaining wild boars, Thomas keenly observed every thicket ahead. Suddenly, a shot from his teammate rang out, and a boar burst forward. Not letting it escape, a decisive shot immediately echoed, cutting off the animal's path to freedom. At another location, the barking of hunting dogs signaled the prey's position. The shooter immediately rushed forward, ready to engage. At that moment, a wild boar charged across his line of sight. Without a moment's hesitation, a gunshot rang out instantly. The bullet struck directly into the animal's body, causing it to collapse onto the thick grass, unable to escape. At the same time, a night hunt was unfolding in the Texas fields. Kevin's team had arrived early, surrounding an area suspected of harboring wild boar tracks. At the edge of the field, through binoculars, a shooter spotted the boar herd charging down, wreaking havoc. Unable to stand by any longer, gunfire erupted in rapid succession. Several boars were taken down on the spot, their bodies scattered across the field, with only a few managing to escape into the thickets. At the eastern edge of the field, the three remaining wild boars were trying to slip away, but they couldn't evade Jack's infrared scope. Without a second's hesitation, the next series of shots rang out, swift, clean, and precise. They collapsed on the spot, unable to escape, leaving only their scattered remains across the field. Another threat was eradicated. The radio crackled with signals pinpointing the locations of other wild boar herds. Kevin and his team swiftly moved in. The boars were busy grazing, unaware of the ambush awaiting them. Without delay, gunfire erupted, sweeping through the beasts in rapid bursts, leaving them no chance to escape. The Texas field was now littered with the remains of the destructive pests. Peace had been restored. Hunting wild boars is a swift way to protect crops, revive the economy, and maintain the balance between humans and nature. However, all activities must comply with the law while ensuring absolute safety for the shooters throughout the process of controlling wildlife populations.